there, as usual it's me, just a voiceover. You're watching the View Machines, and this is probably the cheapest 4x4 quad available on the market today. It's called Linhai Yamaha D400. We will speak about its price a bit later, but even now I can say it costs way too less than famous brands like DRP or Polaris. For all that, it has a real all-wheel drive system and some interesting features. So today we want to find out what this thing can really do in a hard off-roading. So it's going to be an exciting test. Take your seats and get comfortable, my friends. It's time to begin. Let's go. The design of the vehicle is as simple as possible. The base here is the same frame as on old Polaris quads. The exterior is quite reserved. It looks pretty good, but nothing special as to me. On the other hand, it's an utility quad, so the design is not so important in such machines. It's rather compact vehicle. The wheelbase is short, that is good for off-roading, but there is not much room for moving together with the passenger. It's equipped with one cylinder, 400cc, 28 HP water cooling engine. There are two drive shafts, two front and rear axles. As usual, there is a CVT transmission with low gear. It has a standard independent suspension system that we can see at much more expensive vehicles. Well, let's get it started. It sounds pretty nice, not annoying as to me, but there are some vibrations on the handlebar. The gearbox works properly, and there is a signal when the reverse is on. That is definitely a good option. There is full set of lights, headlamps, stop signals and blinkers. 25-inch wheels in standard. Wheelbase is 1300 mm, ground clearance is 250. There is a back seat and trunks. There is a glove box with some tools under the seat. The hitch and the winch with remote control. The controls are pretty standard. The dashboard is also simple, but it's rather bright. Next to it there is a choke and 12-volt socket. Well, we've covered most features of this simple quad. It's high time to test it. We start our test on asphalt. Here we are to check the maximum speed and driving performance. As to the acceleration, it's pretty enough for the most cases, if you are not going to drag race, of course. In general, it goes well on asphalt, but there are some vibrations that may slightly annoy the driver. There is much room for one person, I sit in comfort. The handling is smooth and the brakes are good, so it's rather decent quad, taking into account the price. And let's check the maximum speed. Despite it's a new machine, we managed to reach 71 km/h, that I consider a pretty good result. Let's move on. Now let's check the handling on rough ground. As to the power, 400cc engine has pretty decent torque, so it performs well and will suit most ordinary drivers. The engine is old-fashioned with a carburetor, so it's very simple and probably reliable, but it's a matter of time, of course. As to the suspension, it works, but as to me, it's rather tough. The simple cheap shocks and springs, nothing special. But I should say we didn't expect much from it, taking into account the price. Due to the tough suspension, the vehicle jumps on bumpy road, so be careful and not to lose the control. The ground clearance is 250 mm, that is enough for the most conditions. Besides, we see here the protection of the bottom. By the way, it's rather hot outside, but the engine temperature is normal. Cooling system works properly. Meantime, we are facing real off-roading. It's time to activate the 4-wheel drive mode. We have here a swampy valley. Even big quads are trying to go around this place. Well, they may be more powerful, but we have another key feature in our inventory. We are significantly lighter, and that does a lot of good on off-roading. It weighs 330 kilos. It's about 100 kilos less than a quad with a liter-cc engine, for example. Besides, we have a short wheelbase and a decent ground clearance. So our off-roading capabilities are pretty well, as we can see. At some moment, I felt that I didn't have enough power. It's time for a low mode. And now it's much better. In low mode, the engine works perfectly, providing more power and torque than I need. By the way, let's speak about some peculiar question. As I said, this quad is called Linhai Yamaha. You may ask, if Yamaha has something to do with it? Well, actually the engine of this quad is a copy of Yamaha scooter's engine. Besides, the Linhai factory makes some power equipment for Yamaha branch. Probably that's all. Meantime, I managed to get stuck in a deep puddle. But even in standard, our quad is equipped with a winch, so it's not a problem at all. The winch has a remote controller that is a very useful option for comfort and safety. And few minutes later, we are ready to proceed our trip. Let's go! The most interesting, few words about the price. This ATV costs about $5,000 in this version, so it's really one of the most affordable 4x4 quad on the market. Well, let's go today, my friends. Thanks for having a ride with us. Please post your comments what you think of this quad. Consider subscribing the channel if you like this video. Stay with us, there will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.